You have one new voicemail.
Hi! So you would be so proud of me. I'm hosting Thanksgiving for my friends, and I was stressed because I really wanted it to feel just like Michigan. But then I found the same stuffing mix that you use on Instacart. And I ordered instant gravy, canned cranberry, what else? Oh, I got everyone a little butter sculpture shaped like a turkey. All right, I should probably get cooking, but I miss you today. Happy Thanksgiving, Mom. Oh, and you should download Instacart. It's way easier than sending Dad to the store.
Download Instacart and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
What's up, Cuzzy Wuzzies? You're listening to the Bay Ridge Boys, History Hyenas. Bad.
What's up? How you hyenas doing? Hyena. It is the Robo Cheeseman, a.k.a. Zika Head Pappas. And I am joined, as always, by Chrissy Catholics.
Yeah, there it is. Thou shalt come in peace and for love and serve thy Lord.
Yes.
Yes.
I could have read that on your back.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great thing with you is I have Catholic options with you.
Yeah.
You can either tell me verbally a scripture or I can just roll up your sleeve and read it.
In your mercy, keep us free from sin and protect us from all anxiety. And then on my back, I have a cross that says faith.
Yeah, because you need a couple of religious blind friends who can really benefit from the amount of scripture. Because why do you have as many tattoos as Robert De Niro in Cape Fear?
Because I'm a psychopath and I just want some salmon.
Sometimes I like winding you up to let the psychopathy wheel of fortune just go. Yeah. Because you just let it spin and
whatever comes out.
comes out.
Because after this episode, you want to go get some food?
100%.
Or you got
I'm still on a diet for the wedding.
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't had a slice of pizza or a bagel in over a week.
Well, what are you going to do when we go to your bachelor party? On Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for hooking that up, by the way.
At the Nets game, you're going to have to eat.
We're going to go to the Nets.
They're playing a shit team.
Yeah, but it's going to be fun. We're just going to be
fun.
Yeah.
I think it's Nets Cavs.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's Brutes McGoods.
Yeah, I think from now on, everywhere that ends in an S, I'm going to try to use that as an opportunity to get the gay out.
Yeah.
I'm going to move from Yas because I do Yas about 10 minutes a day to try to get the gay out.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to try to get it out on the S's. I'm going to sneak it in. It'll be less of a binge get it out and more like, incrementally get it out.
Yeah, well, I told you, I said on the podcast. Nets. Yeah. I said on the podcast last week that I felt like I've had a lot more energy day in, day out because just about an hour, I'm just full gay.
Yeah.
For about an hour a day, every day. And it feels great. And it's, there's no more pushing down and it just comes out a little bit.
Yeah. And your shirt right now looks like a cow. And it's corduroy.
Yeah, it's corduroy. And I believe it's a woman's shirt.
Yeah. This is the time where I really wish I had a bowling ball and you were a pin.
Yeah.
Really, what is that shirt?
Poughkeepsie Puppets.
Yeah. Right now.
Can I have a water?
Yeah. Yeah, you want a water?
Yeah.
Because New Yorkers say water funny, right?
Yeah.
Yo, can I get a water?
Can I get a water? Or Philadelphia. I was just in Philadelphia. They say water.
Water.
Can I have a water?
I want to come home and get a hoagie.
A hoagie. Mom, what day is today? Tuesday?
Mom, I'm going to call you on the phone.
On the phone.
You want to go to Wawa's and get a hoagie?
Philadelphia is a nice fucking city.
No, it's not. Stop lying.
I came there. I just came there from the Philly Punchline. And I really got to be honest with you. I had a nice time at the Philly Punchline. I really did. Is my face still red, by the way?
No, you're good now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think you just got horned up because Nikki Glazer was in here.
Yeah, I wanted to fucking lick her ass.
Because you're a treat for the fans because, listen, the truth is you are going to lose a few toots from this because you're honest Chrissy D's, you're Chrissy Chaos, you're Chrissy Catholics.
Yeah.
You're Ku Klux Chrissy.
Yeah.
But you will gain those toots back. What you lose in toots, what the Lord taketh, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Lord taketh away. And speaking of that, I just want to read, I know we're doing this early in the show, but by the way, if you're new to the History Hyenas, welcome. Unfortunately, if you're listening for free, you're what we call a toot. Yes, a prostitute, but we just shorten it to toot. If you've joined our Patreon, if you went to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys and become a part of the cackle, a part of the matriarchy, you are now a non-toot. So messages that we get sometimes from our non-toots are a lot of times, actually, we have a very funny fan base, but they're tense. And I just feel like, Yannis, I'm going to read the message that you sent to me that it put you on the floor.
Yeah.
And then it put me on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's from Big Piece Patrice.
Right there, PPW.
Yeah, Big Piece Patrice. And then he's got an emoji of a squirrel and a monkey closing its eyes. So he says, the evolution of the $5 toot to the $10 non-toot. Okay, so we have all different levels. Go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys and you'll see. But he says, starts the message of this. He says, okay, let me be crystal clear. Being half black, half Italian, I've been playing Battle of the Fumes.
I mean, this kid cracked me up.
Since 12 years old. That's a 10.
Yeah.
Then he says, but after upgrading to the $10 pledge and binging on the Fume Squad, he called us the Fume Squad.
That was my favorite
That was
part.
a 10. AKA the Sacramento Yas Queens,
Yeah.
CBD Chrissy, and Jan Solo.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, I no longer have the musky aroma of a Mediterranean used car salesman in Queens. And then he also hits you with the squirrel and the monkey with its eyes closed. But rather the sweet cocoa butter essence of a guy that Chrissy DeStefa Hitler protects his daughter from, parentheses, Wei Shan-Xian.
Yeah, he gets it.
And then he also says, also Wei Shan-Xian to the Asian guy emoji.
Yeah.
And then he goes, anyways, toodles, Big Piece.
Yeah.
Then he says, P.S. In light of the R. Kelly retellings, I want to be crystal clear in saying that the part about Chrissy Yum Crumbs, call me Chrissy Yum Crumbs, daughter, was referring to future black boys who want to dance, not me, Wei Shan-Xian. Then he says, P.P.S. Witch Hazel also helped the fumes.
Kid is a 10.
10. Squirrel emoji, monkey emoji closing its eyes. Cuz you're a 10. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys, where you could see all that fucking beautiful content.
What's going on over at patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys right now has inspired me and Chrissy to finally pull the trigger and do what we've been talking about for a long time. And that is, we are going to have a Patreon all-star team.
Yeah.
We are going to start drafting teams. Chrissy's going to have his team, and I'm going to have my team. We're doing a fantasy Patreon all-stars draft. Yeah. I'm going to pick my team. He's going to pick his team, and we're going to see which ones are funnier. Because make no mistake, our Patreon is filled right now with funny fucking kids.
And I just want to make something crystal clear. This is the last History Hyenas episode you're going to hear with Yanni P being a single man because he's getting married on Saturday.
Yeah.
So Yanni P is going to get married. And for our Patreon for $100 members, I'm going to tell you guys where the wedding is.
Yeah.
And the reception. It's what it is. That's the big plan I have for you, cuz I'm not taking one person to your wedding. I got about 30 people coming. My highest paid toots are coming to the wedding, and I'm going to tell them exactly where it is. But you got to go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys.
Because I wouldn't put it past you. That's what you do, because you're Chrissy Wild, you're Chrissy Chaos.
Yeah.
And also you're Chrissy Catholic.
I'm Chrissy Catholic.
And I said that like a Spanish kid.
Like a Spanish kid. And I'm getting jacked for the fucking wedding so I can try to get a blowy from your brother.
Because if you're listening to this right now, you're either a non-toot on Patreon or you're a toot on Sunday. Either way, we got another guest episode with Nikki Glazer that is available on our patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys for 4 weeks. So go become a non-toot.
Cuzzies, and today is the last day, last episode we have that falls in Black History Month. So we're going to talk about Fredrick Douglass, who was a guy, I'm sure a lot of you, everybody's heard of Fredrick Douglass, the great abolitionist, but you guys don't know a lot of facts about him. And make no mistake, Yanni P's got a full fucking hard-on cock because he loves Freddie Douglass. He went to school at American University in Washington, D.C., and he's a big Freddie Douglass fan.
Yeah, Freddie Douglass gets a yas.
Gets a yas. Here's the key difference between Yanni P and I, and it's very, very easily summed up in what I'm about to say, and it's just the truth.
You're gay and I'm not.
Yanni P gets horned up and gets a full Woody.
If I suspect a girl may have a piece.
Yanni P gets a full fucking Woodrow Wilson, a full hard cock when he thinks about Freddie Douglass, and I get a full hard cock when I think about Freddie Mercury. again.
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Because you fucking love Queen now.
I'm a big Queen.
Every week you just say, what are we doing the episode about this week? You want to do it on Queen?
I fucking can't stop watching the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that little fucking Sandy D won the Oscar for it.
Wei Song Xian.
Yeah. What's his name? Rami fucking Sandbox?
Wei Song Xian.
You're just making it normal to say that now?
Yeah, the kid's a great actor.
Yeah, but can you go lean more towards Sandra Dee than Sandbox?
Yeah, Rami's. Yeah. What's his name? Rami Malek. He was great, and he won the Oscar. If you're listening to this, last week was the Oscars. He won, and we need the Oscars. Fuck the Oscars.
Can you just next time just start singing "Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee"?
Look at me, I'm Sandra Dee.
You know, I'm talking about that. You look at me, it's Sandra Dee.
Little Grace.
Listen, this is also what we're doing, and we are equally as excited about this. This is wild. Me and Chrissy, we're going to start supporting small businesses.
Yeah.
Listen to what we're doing. We've created another tier over at patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys for $100 a month. If you own a restaurant, a fucking bar, a business, an online startup.
Or if you just got dough.
Or if you just got fucking dough and you want to sponsor our podcast, you join that level, and guess what? We read your ad, your copy, just like fucking the radio shows do it, just like podcasts do it, just like big companies do it. We read your ad on air every episode. We make it our own. We make it funny, but you become an official sponsor of the History Hyenas podcast. And on top of reading your ad and talking about your business every week and letting the people know you sponsor us, you also get a video that me and Chrissy will put up on all of our social media. That's 250,000 people combined following.
That's nice.
That's nice. That's a lot of people there. I need to go to Papa, and I can't pick up the baby because my knee fell off.
This weekend is we're gonna have the birthday party. We're gonna have the birthday party at Seatown.
Chris, listen, it's not a good weekend because listen, I got a little oxtail stew cooking, and also my landlord, he told me that I need to be putting to him more signings to the house, so I can't be having that party. I can't have the baby over there because the baby's crying, and I need to go to Pop Market, and my foot fell off. So I can't make it.
Yeah, cuz should I just bring Maurisa as my date to the wedding?
You should.
Yeah.
So wait, let me finish before we start talking about...
Yeah, because it can't just be all business.
Yeah,
but it has to be. Here's the thing. We're not doing ads on this podcast just yet. Maybe we never will, but the first few minutes of the potty just has to be, but you guys get it. We're all non-toots here. If you're listening on Thursday, and if you just started listening, this is a Sunday and you're a fucking toot, then just go become a non-toot, because there's, way less shit about this on the Patreon, but we just,
we're screwed in. We're screwed in. Fucking screwed in.
We're screwed in. And like I said, when we get to 1,000 Patreon members, I said it last week, or maybe I didn't.
It's not going to happen.
When we get to 1,000.
You're not going to put your open asshole onto the fucking Patreon.
No, that's at 10. Dad, I said I'm going to put my open asshole. No, I said we make
gross.
Yeah, when we make $100,000 a year, I'm going to put my open asshole, and you're going to put Zach Isis' feet in his mouth for 3 seconds. But let me just tell you what we're going to do for the 1,000 Patreon members is, because we're screwed in kids and we like Monday, we're going to throw ourselves a bar mitzvah.
Listen, if we make it to, how many numbers are we talking about?
1,000 Patreon members.
So listen,
we're almost at 500.
We're almost at 500 now. So listen to me, Shlomi. If we get to 1,000 Patreon members, me and Chris DeStefano, we're gonna turn ourselves into Chris DeStefano Barga.
That's it.
And Yannis Papastina. And we're gonna have a bar mitzvah. So and the patrons will be invited.
So what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great thing. And if we can't do that, then I'm just gonna bathe myself in pastrami. Either way, I'm a Jew.
So listen,
Wei Song Xian, come on, Dick.
Come on.
Wei Song
He
Xian.
loves it because the Muslim thing.
We've noticed it on every episode. Every Jew joke, he just lets it stand as a statement.
Yeah, he's like, "What is that a joke? I don't know what's funny
They
about
just
it."
sound like statements to him. So listen,
I'm kidding. I love everybody.
join that $100 level if you got a small business. We want to support you because you're supporting us. It's awesome. You also get that video. You keep that video of me and Chris talking about your business forever. You do whatever you want with it. So that's the option for you. A new level has been created, and I'm going to finish by saying,
Yes, Cuzzy.
Yeah.
Look, real quick before we get into Fredrick Douglas.
Yeah.
Because make no mistake, let's just talk. We're going to be talking. See, the toots are going to hear this post wedding. The non-toots are going to hear this the 48 hours before the wedding. How you feeling?
yeah, it's kind of crazy that this is
It's happening.
This is the last podcast where I'm not going to be a married person.
Yeah, you're going to be officially. It's going to actually be now. Like when you talk about PEs, it's going to actually be a crime against your marriage now. So you're going to have to think a little differently because now, make no mistake,
We got to bang out some toots today.
Yeah, we got to bang out some toots today.
Yeah.
Let's get some salmon. Let's get some toots.
Cause let's figure out a way to go down and buy electric clippers.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can clean out fucking ISIS's asshole and bang him out. But we won't be able to reach Yannis because he's got a Brillo pad in there.
Yeah. Let me just, all I got to do, real quick, I got to take my baby's mamas down to the welfare office and then we'll get some toots.
Listen, Chris,
它就是它的本质。
yeah. Okay, listen, I can't get to listen. I know I was supposed to wipe the baby today, but what happened, Chrissy? There was a raccoon that came into my backyard and he ate it on my tostones.
You think Yannis could sign my ashtray?
Are we allowed to be doing this?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, cuz.
See, listen, the thing is, you're
so-
going to have a wife.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's things that need to change about you. Number one, now that you're going to be married, what does that mean for
Our friendship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now it's like
Over, Johnny.
Because now that's what I was going to say. Because now it's like you got a wife. So like a lot of the escapades that we get into on Jesus, a lot of things that we've done, Jesus doesn't, he is not batting an eye at. He's like, oh, these are two, in the eyes of Jesus Christ, we're single men.
Yeah.
But now you're not. Now even Jesus has to acknowledge that like you are committing sins now if you talk about,
If I talk
certain
about
things.
cracking something open and cleaning it out.
Yeah, you can't talk about cracking open and cleaning it out. So what do you want to
I
do?
can talk about anything as long as I don't do anything, which I have no intention of doing.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm done with that. I've been done with that. I don't struggle with that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just an older kid. I'm 67 years old.
Right.
So at this
You're
point,
an old kid.
Yeah, I'm just ready. I'm so old that when we have a kid, it's just gonna come out a grandchild.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me just preface.
I'm just gonna have to call it my grandchild.
Let me prepare you for what. Yeah. Let me prepare you for what I may do. I have been actively on Grindr every day, and I found a really fucking smoking hot transgender that I'm thinking about being my +1.
Yeah.
But I just have to make sure that you're not going to try to attack it and suck its cock on your wedding night. Because the last thing
Can
I
we
want
get
to
a couple of Wei Zhangxings? He called
Wei
it.
Zhangxing.
He called her
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you caught that, right?
Wei
Yeah.
Zhangxing. Wei Zhangxing.
Because you can't shake the Ridgewood full off.
Sorry, cuz I just passed by Rudy's Bakery.
Yeah, because when you hang around with all these fucking
Firefighters?
comedians, or as your friends call them, faggots,
Wei Zhangxing.
how do you hide the Ridgewood? You gotta hold it in. Like, you remember the movie Men in Black?
Yeah.
You remember when the alien puts on the skin of
Yes.
and then the cockroaches start crawling out?
Yeah.
That's for you, the cockroaches, like when they start crawling out, you're like, oh, sorry. That's a little bit of Ridgewood racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, cuz. No, you're not a racist kid, but you are from a small-minded neighborhood.
A small-minded
that we
neighborhood.
fucking love.
Yeah, so is it okay if I bring a transgender person
Of
to the
course
wedding?
it's okay.
But what are you going to do if you're attracted to it?
First
That's
of all,
what we want to know.
Transgenders are not. I just want to. I want to Wei Zhangjian you with what my words. He doesn't even have to say Wei Zhangjian.
Okay.
I'll just correct you a few times. First of all, yeah, her proper pronouns is her.
Her. Okay.
Not it. Yeah, definitely not it.
Okay.
You want to stay away with it. I think maybe even he accidentally is better than it.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll start there.
Okay.
Secondly, transgenders wouldn't be on Grindr because they're into straight men. And strangely enough, usually straight men are the ones that are into hers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Gay guys like Joey Camasta want to fuck you.
Joey Camasta.
We're gonna have him on the podcast.
We have to. Did you ever see that picture that I tagged you in of when he's wearing the swimsuit?
Yes.
It's a 10
and heels. Yeah.
Is it a 10?
It's a 20.
It hit you hard.
It's a fucking Andrew Jackson. Yeah.
We're gonna put it on.
Can we just say, is that a Hamilton? It's a Jackson.
It's a Jackson. Yeah, because it was one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my life when he posted that picture because he means it like sincerely. He's just,
we've talked about it before. He's a D1G.
No, this one. You saw this one?
Let me see that.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah, you did. I did see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we put that on the camera? I mean, it's a 10.
I mean, it is. Yeah. Can we, how do we put that up so people can see it?
Can people see that, Zach?
Yeah.
Are we just gonna
look, or just go to, let's get it. We love him anyway. So go to Mr. P79 Instagram and just enjoy. He is a big burly Italian kid in a fucking swimsuit. He was a day one gay.
D1G.
There's no way that he came out because when he talks, it's like, it's just, the gay's in there.
It's just
there. So there was it was just impossible for him not to be gay. I mean, he was just born gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he first saw us, he was like, oh my God, Chrissy. He wants to fuck us both though.
Yeah, no, he said.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, Chris, what I want you to do, he's like, I would fucking just want you to like push my head down and blow you. And then I just want you to make me fucking clean for you.
Yes.
And cook.
Cause she came back in. Do you think she was standing out there listening?
She might have been, but that's why I was very positive.
Yeah.
Cause no, I would have got a text immediately.
Black History Month is still going on, and Fredrick Douglass is a Black History all-star.
Yes.
You're talking about a giant. You're talking about Martin Luther King, Fredrick Douglass, Rolando Blackman. Those are the three big giants. Yeah.
The three giant blacks.
Three giant blacks of history.
Yeah, yeah. So you said Martin Luther King, Fredrick Douglass,
Rolando Blackman. No, of course. You got W.E. Du Bois. You got Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, you got Kamala.
You got Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd. There's been a bunch of.
It's
been a bunch. But no, seriously, in all jokes aside, Fredrick Douglass has always been one of my favorite.
No, you've been talking about Fredrick Douglass for years. Since I met you, you're fascinated with Fredrick Douglass. Where did it come from? Was it school?
Because he's just such he's America, man. Yeah. He's America, and he's also the reason why the war became about eradicating slavery. He was in Lincoln's ear. It's amazing. The same way Martin Luther King, a lot of people don't know, Martin Luther King was in Johnson's ear, Lyndon B. Johnson's ear.
Right.
He was in Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson's ear. He went to the White House and famously said, I felt big. I mean, you're talking about a guy that was born a slave, that sat down alone with Abraham Lincoln, one of the giants of history, presidents of the United States during a time where the country was divided, and just sat there and talked and pled his case and made Lincoln know that this has to be a war, not just about containing slavery, but about eradicating slavery.
Yeah.
This guy was about human rights.
Yeah.
Human rights. And right after that, after the Battle of Antietam, which was the big fucking Pyrrhic victory,
which we toured the battlefield there, but we had to cut it short because one of Yannis's parents died and came back to life again.
Exactly,
it's just what it is.
There were, we're talking about, I think 12,000 Union soldiers died at Antietam.
I think, it was.
And then right after Antietam, Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
So, and Fredrick Douglass was a big influence in that, man. I mean,
he was, like you said, born a slave. I'm sorry, he was born free, and then he got enslaved at 6.
No. He was born a slave.
But he got but I think at 6 years old, something happened to him.
6 years old, he became...
Like, he had to leave his family at 6.
Well, yeah, he had to. Well, what happened was he never really knew his mother. He was taken away from his mother. He never knew who his father is. to the best of what he guessed, it was his master living on one of his masters, living on the fucking plantation.
Who was a dick. His master was a dickie.
Yeah.
Fredrick Douglas recites a thing where he watched his master beat the shit out of his aunt, like stretch her body from her tippy toes all the way out and just lash her and bled all over just for disobeying an order.
Brutal.
It's inhumane. Yeah. American slavery it feels like, I don't know if it's because it's like the most spoken about, but it feels like it was really fucking like some of the most inhumane. Nailing people's ears to like they weren't doing. My point is like, were they doing that? Was that happening to slaves in the 1500s in France?
Yeah, they did some fucked up shit back then, but this was different because it also had this kind of, it was
after the Enlightenment. People were,
and it was also like technology there was guns, there was, and there was a racial component to it that they thought that they rationalized with actually the Bible, saying that they're black. The reason they're black is because God has put the black on them because they're
how stupid are people that used to believe that?
People are what? ISIS?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah. People are fucking stupid. Like if you think that like a God made someone black to demean them, it's just, but but I cannot, there has to be a level of ignorance that was just allowed for people who lived in 200-300 years ago. Cause it's like, you can't be that stupid that you think that for real. I mean, we have the same brains as we had 100,000 years ago.
Look,
they had the new brain with the prefrontal cortex too. They were just choosing to believe this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you the politically correct answer. I could give you what I really believe.
No,
I'm going to say what I really believe.
Are you fucking...
I'm not fucking...
Take your pussy hat off now, Pappas.
Look, people are fucking stupid generally. But also you have to understand at the time, mankind did sort of culturally evolve at a different rate depending on where they were.
Right.
There was not a reflection of the people who didn't evolve as quickly. It's a reflection mostly, if not all, because of geography. The people who, like in Europe, had a longitude this way, who walked up, you can interact with each other more. And the people who were able to trade with tribes more and other cultures more, live by water and not isolated and sequestered by mountains, they culturally evolved quicker because they shared information with other tribes and other cultures. Marco Polo, people started moving around in boats. Once people got in boats, it was on. But there was some tribes in Africa and other places that, first of all, the climate changes so much when you go from north to south, and then you had that big desert there that nobody really crossed. So a lot of those tribes, they didn't evolve as quick as other Germanic tribes and things like that traded with one another. Of course, the Greece thing happened. So culturally, things didn't happen at the same pace when you look back at history. And, it's a dangerous thing to say, but it's just culture. They're ideas. They don't have a race. They don't have a gender. They don't have a sexuality. You can try to deny it all you want, but there's good ideas and there's bad ideas. There's fucking religions and there's enlightenment. You look at history, anytime religion was on the uptick, guess what happened?
What?
Fucking things got dark.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence we call the Renaissance. And what is that? A reason you can basically look back in history and see either reason was prevalent or faith. And they're kind of mutually exclusive. People can say what they want. It's like, because faith is the opposite of reason, right? So reason is like, let's inquire. Let's try to find out. Let's ask questions and try to come up with the answers. Whereas faith is don't ask questions, just believe. So of course that's going to stifle development, right? So culturally things evolved at a different pace. And as a result of that, American slavery, I think, was extremely brutal because you have one culture that had interacted with so many cultures. Look, we got gunpowder from China, paper. The list goes fucking on and on and on and on about cultures trading with each other. That is the equation to what led to great achievements. And then you have another culture that was enslaved that technologically was far behind.
Right.
So then this stupid belief, this backwards belief, was spawned from that these were inferior people, and and the Bible was used as a rationalization because people are fucking stupid. That this is what was supposed to be. This is what God, and that made it even more fucking brutal.
Also, do you think I read something once where they said slavery only existed really in the South and the North was so against it because the cotton was in the South, not the North?
But slavery wasn't only in the South. Slavery was all over.
Well, I'm saying by the time
we were getting to Civil
the mass
War.
produced with the cotton gin.
Yeah, well, once the factory started getting into the North, it was more.
There was still but Fredrick Douglas recounts he went to Bedford, Massachusetts.
It's fucking racist.
It was still racist.
It's still racist up there now.
Yeah, it's true.
I guarantee you, fucking some places, part of Massachusetts, are more racist than places in fucking Mississippi. It's just a different type of racism.
Right.
And I guarantee you, people would prefer the northern. I guarantee if we polled black people, they would probably prefer the northern racism to the southern racism, because the Southerns pretend. They pretend like, how you do, welcome, ma'am, how are you? How you doing? It's like you pretend, but underneath they really still believe the fucking superiority. Whereas like it's a bunch of just ethnic groups up here fucking hating each other. And the racism, everyone says it up here. They call each other it's out in the open.
Right.
So if I was a black person, and I would bet you if we asked most black people, they would prefer it out in the open than hidden. Because that Southern racism is hidden and it's deeply rooted.
Yeah.
And it's still like they believe it's institutionally down there. Whereas up here, it's like fucking people wear it on their sleeve.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of racism.
But still, I mean, with Freddie Doug, I mean, you're just fucking.
Well, Freddie Doug, cause like he was so he was born a slave, right? His pops was probably white, obviously, definitely white, and his mom's.
You think his pops was white?
Never knew his mom. Never knew his mom.
Why do you think his pops was white?
Because he was kind of mixed. Yeah,
really?
He thought it was his. He knew his pops was white, and he knew.
He doesn't look white in the pictures, like mixed even.
He's mixed. Yeah,
interesting. I know he was 6'2".
Yeah.
190, pretty jack kid.
Yeah, I mean, it happens so much that like almost all black people have some white in them because it happens so much.
Really?
It happens so fucking much. Yeah, it happened much. A lot of it was probably rape and stuff like that, just like with the Turks and the Greeks. It just, the Turks.
You're a Turk.
Turks just raped the Greeks. I have 25% Turk. That probably happened because of rape.
It's what it is.
It's probably what had happened.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about a Greek island that was, it's just what it is. That's what was happening.
Right.
When one culture thinks they're superior to the other, they enslave the other, they occupy another place. They're going to rape a few people.
It's what happens.
It's what it is. So he was born a slave, never knew his mom, never knew his dad really, was raised by his grandma, right?
Right.
Because mom was put onto another plantation. And then at age 6, he was tasked with being sort of learning to be the sort of servant of one white kid, of one of the white kids at the plantation. So that's what happened at age 6.
At 6, yeah.
That was going to be his job. But then his mistress...
whose mistress? The master's mistress?
No, Fredrick Douglas' mistress.
Oh, Fredrick Douglas had a mistress?
That means the master's wife.
Okay.
Mistress. It's a different...
I thought you meant he had a kumar.
Kumar.
Yeah.
So she taught him how to read.
Because she wanted to learn how to read.
She was learning to read. She taught him how to read.
Because she wanted to be able to read the Bible.
Exactly. And then from there, it's just all Fredrick Douglass. The kid always dreamed about being free, and he fucking ran, and he fucking escaped. And to make a long story short, he made himself a sailor. There was a lot of free black men too.
Well, yeah, because I know I read a story about him where he got a job as a caulker on a boat, whatever that is. I don't know what does a caulker do?
Like he was some sort of type of sailor, like repairing the boat or whatever.
So he did that, and he would get paid. There was it was called like an urban slave, they called them, where like you're basically renting a slave, but you're paying them. So like you're,
they're not free, but you're giving them a salary.
They're working for another company. The master is saying I'll loan this guy out, but he has to give me 50% of his wages, whatever the number is. And Fredrick Douglass saved up enough money, and the first thing he bought, I read almost every person who saved up the money, the first thing they would do is get a prostitute.
Yeah.
Because that's just, man, I get it.
Yeah.
He bought a book.
Yeah.
He bought a book, and it was a book of famous speeches, and he memorized every speech. It was called the Columbian Oratory, and he just memorized every single speech in there.
That's wild.
And became like so articulate, and it some of the things he said were so profound. I mean, he would get I think it was who was the great white abolitionist?
Lloyd Garrison.
Garrison.
Yeah.
He was at a Garrison speech, and Garrison, he was, I forgot what year it was like the 1840s.
So now we're up in Massachusetts.
We're up in Massachusetts. It was like the 1840s, and he was a runaway slave. Technically, he was technically they called them slave catchers.
Yeah, you're fucking Chrissy Jumpaheads, and I love it.
All right, go ahead.
No. I like when you go there because we work nice together. Because then I tell them how we got there. I like it. But you're Chrissy Jumpaheads.
I'm Chrissy Jumpaheads. Yeah, and I got low blood sugar. I feel lightheaded.
You don't want to be here. I got a low grade fever.
I've been here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I got a low grade fever. So he's at William Lloyd Garrison's big speech, a white abolitionist, very, very outspoken, very articulate. And he's a runaway slave, Fredrick Douglass, at the time. So he could easily, by him standing up and outing himself, anybody in that room could have gotten a slave catcher, and he gets sent back and probably would have been fucking killed or whatever, had the shit beaten out of him back in Maryland. And he stands up and he tells his story about how he was a slave and a captured slave and what slavery was like. And it was a 2 hour, he spoke for 2 hours, Fredrick Douglass, and he got a standing ovation from the crowd. And then Garrison took a liking to him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So he fled north.
From Maryland, right?
From Maryland,
which at that time was just the northern South. They still had slaves there in certain parts.
Yeah.
And Fredrick Douglass lived in a part where they had slaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you think Maryland, they fought for the North, and they eventually did, but at that point they weren't.
Yeah. Then he made his way up to New York, and then he made his way up to Medford, I think it was Medford, Mass?
Medford, Mass.
He made it to, Bedford, Mass.
Bedford, Mass.
Not Peter McNeely from Medford, Mass. Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass. Yeah. Because you're Chrissy Peter McNeely.
Yeah, I'm Peter McNeely.
Yeah. So he made it up to Medford, and then, he just was.
Because remember in the beginning of our podcast, I just wouldn't come?
What do you mean you wouldn't come?
I wouldn't come and you just have to do episodes alone? No. Remember like in the beginning?
No.
Like the first 10, 15 episodes, I just would cancel. And you would do them alone, or you would do them with fucking somebody else?
No, because you're kind of Chrissy blackouts. That happened only once or twice, and that was because you were on the road, and then you did one without me because I couldn't make it.
And I did with Soul Joel.
Yeah, but other than that, you always came, but you probably just didn't want to come.
So I was shut off.
Yeah, you were
That's
shut off.
That's a funny thing that you came up with. Now we got guys that are switched off.
Yeah, you're switched off.
Yeah.
You're switched off.
Chrissy dead inside.
Yeah, you're Chrissy dead inside, and you're kind of a switched off kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only things you switch on for are things that lead to puss.
I switch on for 3 things. Puss, Pete's, sweets.
That's about it there. Everything else.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you just switched off.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Because Fredrick Douglass was a self-made, self-taught.
Switched on,
ambitious, bold kid who wanted to be fucking free. Yeah. And was a human rights activist who ended up being a statesman, started a slave. He was born a fucking slave. He died a free man. He influenced the president and became a giant of history. I want to fucking play with his hair.
Absolutely. Fredrick Douglass, one of the few people in the 1800s who went his whole life with no fumes.
He had no fumes. Chrissy cackles. And you wouldn't want to sit in his lap.
I would be in Freddie Douglass's lap every night and ask him to read me bedtime stories.
Yeah, because when we like somebody, we just say that that's somebody whose lap you want to crawl inside.
I would call him Freddie Dougs.
Yeah. So he got married, and then his second marriage, guess what he did?
Cheated on her.
No, she died, the first wife.
Oh.
Second wife was fucking white snow bunny, know what I mean?
Yeah, white.
I just burped.
Yeah. So he got himself a snow bunny.
He got himself a snow bunny. Second, it's what happens when, black dudes get famous. What happens? Second wife's always got to be white.
Got to be white.
Sisters don't like that.
Yeah.
But it happens. He was one of the first to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
So Fredrick Douglass' second wife was white. But listen, there was a big abolitionist movement going on at the time. John Brown, all these cats kind of interacted
John
with
Brown, who we did an episode on.
Yeah, Fredrick Douglass. He wanted Fredrick Douglass to be a part of that, March on Harper's Ferry. That siege on Harper's Ferry.
He wanted Fredrick Douglass to personally, physically be there.
Get in there and
wow, he would have got killed.
Yeah, Fredrick Douglass didn't.
Thank God he didn't go.
Didn't get involved. But Fredrick Douglass kind of knew that
John Brown was going to be a martyr,
and he knew that it was going to be blood. He just knew that this was going to be about freeing slaves, and there was going to be blood.
Right.
And really what he's responsible for, which is amazing, and which probably turned the tide for the Union, was he advocated, and because of those advocation efforts, the Union decided to enlist black soldiers, and that was because of Fredrick Douglass.
Right.
Because at the beginning, there was no interest. They thought the
Union, even the Union Army, just thought that the black soldier was inferior in some way.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
And a war is for white men, kind of thing. So
kind
stupid,
of thing, or a privilege, you know,
such
for
a stupid fucking way to live life.
Yeah, well, you know, they were second-class citizens. That's how those systems were, and those are stupid systems. Feudalism's a stupid system. Slavery's a stupid system. But you know, again, it has been everywhere. I mean, slavery didn't even get eradicated in Saudi Arabia till the 1960s.
Really?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
And it's still going on in Iran. I mean, you look at Dubai. Dubai was basically built by Indian slaves. So it's like slavery, second class, first class. You look at the Indian system, their caste system. It's all tiers. You know, it's all. You look at the peasants. That was basically feudalism was basically a slavery system too.
Right.
Indentured servitude, serfs. It's the same shit.
Right.
It didn't, and to your point, American slavery was uniquely brutal because it had this sort of dark rationalization behind it that was enforced by biblical bullshit,
right?
By Christianity, and it was a culture that had advanced in a lot of technologies that was taking advantage of a culture that had not. So it was particularly brutal, but they're all brutal. I mean, to say that the Turks didn't torture the Greeks, or that Germanic tribes didn't do that to one another, or that Native Americans do that to one another, or the Incans and the Mayans didn't sacrifice people or enslave people, or that the Russians, or it just Greek city-states used to enslave other Greek city-states. The things, it just was part of the human condition. That doesn't excuse it. It doesn't say it was okay, and it doesn't say that it was less brutal.
Right.
It was more brutal.
Right.
But this is man is shit. Man has always been shit.
Right.
And likes to kill whatever's closest. So before man could get in a boat and find another culture to enslave, he enslaved the tribe next to him. And that's what it is. But that's the great thing about people like Fredrick Douglass. The idea of human rights starts to emerge. It's like human rights beyond law. There's a human rights here. And like these are human beings, and they all should have rights. He wasn't going for like this fucking. He wasn't like, I'm a free guy and I'm good. He wasn't going legally free. He was going like, we're all men. We're all born free. Right. This is beyond law.
Equality.
It's beyond the Constitution. It's freedom, baby. So and he was the first one to sniff it. And he sniffed it big time.
And this is why you love him, because your mom went on to be a human rights lawyer.
I am into human rights. I'm into justice.
You're into human rights.
Yeah, and the people who cross me, justice is coming.
Yeah, you're Union Yannis.
Yeah, I am fucking the Grim Reaper Yanni. I'm coming for you.
So that's why you like Fredrick Douglass a lot, is because he reminded you of your mother.
He was just a brilliant, very smart, self-taught man who was an amazing orator.
Right.
Who really lived the American dream, was the first one to be born a slave and rise up as he was born a fucking slave. Born a slave and was sitting in the White House.
Yeah.
So it's like we see Obama now, who became president. Freddie D was the first dude to be black to have the ear of the president.
Some of the things Abraham Lincoln said, or the ideas he had, were right from Freddie Douglass's mind.
100%. 100%. 100%. It was like they sat those to be a fly on the wall to listen to those two great men.
Yeah, that's what gets you. Let me ask you a question.
I got a fucking creeper.
There were multiple times where you thought about a conversation between Fredrick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln in the White House in the 1800s, and you put on those stockings.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
Fishnet Yannis came out.
You slowly slipped on those fishnets when you think about what Freddie Douglass was saying to Abe Lincoln.
It doesn't give you chills to think about them sitting there in that situation. The country's completely divided.
Yeah, it does.
Shots have been fired on Fort Sumter. Fucking
Civil War has begun.
Civil War has begun, and he's in there going, listen,
Yeah.
Human rights, civil rights. You know what would be great, Abe? What you did. He was from Maryland, so he probably talked like because.
Well, they said he had a deep voice.
Yeah, and Maryland, they go, hey man, from Maryland.
Maryland.
So he was like, hey, Abe, listen, man. You know, his brothers want to fight, man. His brothers want to fight. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great advantage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if we let these brothers fight. And Abe was like, yeah. And then guess who the first black regiment was? It gives me chills. The movie Glory is a great movie. Denzel Washington won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
There's a famous scene in there where a teardrop fucking falls down his face. It's a powerful role, like all his roles are. But that movie Glory was about the Massachusetts 54th. That is the direct result of lobbying from Fredrick Douglass. Black soldiers by the thousands started joining the war effort, fighting besides their white Union brothers. When you go into battle and it's blacks, and then you're like, all right, we're all men here. We're dying together. We got each other's backs, and we're fighting these we're all part of the boys.
We're all the boys.
It was the first time they were all part of the boys.
And then let's be honest, when the blacks started to join, we started to win because blacks are fucking jack kids.
They're fucking jack kids.
They're strong kids.
Yeah. So they fought valiantly. The Massachusetts 54th led that charge on Fort Wagner, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Whatever it is. But, you know, they did that all got orchestrated in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is where the big abolitionist movement was really headquartered in. You know? That's where Lloyd Garrison and all these people are just giants. Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman fucking went back into slave territory to pioneer the Underground Railroad. And Fredrick Douglass admired her. All these people knew about each other.
Yeah, did they meet? Do you think they ever met in one room? Freddie Doug and Harriet Tubman.
I don't know if I don't know. That would be a good one for the ISIS
to
look up, because I don't know if Harriet Tubman and Fredrick Douglass ever actually met. But he ended up, settling down after the Civil War. Started the North Star, which is obviously the North Star was when slaves were trying to go north. They followed the North Star.
Yeah. So it was like an abolitionist newspaper, right?
Fredrick Douglass started an abolitionist newspaper called the North Star.
Right.
And was just a giant of history, man. Just a severe intellectual. When you read his writings, just a severe intellectual.
Kid could have sold some tickets today.
Kid did move fucking tickets.
Kid moved seats.
He moved seats, cuz. He moved fucking seats, and he did it for a good cause. And just a giant of history, man. Influenced the president.
Yeah. I wonder how he felt when Abe got popped.
When you talk about the Emancipation Proclamation happening, freeing slaves, you talk about black guys being part of the war effort. That is all Fredrick Douglass, baby. That's right. Freddie D sitting down with ABL and fucking chopping it up and figuring it out. Cause
Fredrick Douglass 100% would have went to patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys and been at least a $10 non-toot.
He, without a doubt, he would have been.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Is he somebody in history that you wish you could have spoken to?
Yeah. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall to Fredrick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. Fredrick Douglass, this is the reason why he was so impressive. First of all, he was 6'2". He was a fucking big kid.
I told you he was a piece.
Yeah, he was a big kid. 6'2" is big guy. Abe Lincoln, 6'3", 6'4".
Got a couple of big dudes in there.
Couple big dudes with big brains sitting there. And he was the one when he would speak, right? Like you said, he gave that 2-hour speech, like you said. He would impress these honkadonks so much that he was challenging what they had been conditioned and inculcated, the bullshit, kind of racial bullshit they were inculcated with at the time. He shouted all that because he just blew everybody away by how articulate and how brilliant and how cogent he was.
Right.
So he's seminal. He's a seminal figure. He's a foundational figure in the freedom that we all enjoy today. Black and white, red, Chinese, all that shit.
All that shit.
Red, Chinese, everybody.
Yo.
Because he was a human rights activist. And the Emancipation Proclamation put an end to slavery. And, he set that precedent that, everyone's equal. Everyone has human rights. And so that's why he said, he's a big figure in American history.
Yeah.
He never met Harriet Tubman, but there is a letter that he wrote to her in, I believe, 1868.
Cuz, can you read it?
Do you want to rhyme it?
You want to make a beat for it?
It's a little long. Do you want me to send it to one of you? And you?
No, it's all right.
It's all right.
I just wanted to see if you wanted to rhyme it out.
I'm happy that we ended Black History Month here in the History of Hyenas with such a powerful dude, Freddie Doug.
We still got one more weekend, no? We've only done 2. What's
No, we did Freddie Doug, James Armistead Lafayette,
Yeah.
and Jack Johnson.
We did 3.
Yeah, because Black History Month's a short
It's
month.
a short month. We're gonna do more Black
Let's
Kids.
be
though.
honest.
Yeah.
Even though it shouldn't be, I have a high speculation that when they named Black History Month, when they picked the month, they let Ridgewood pick. And Ridgewood picked the shortest month.
Because is Ridgewood just kind of a little bit of a
I'm
racist
kidding.
neighborhood?
No, it's really not. It's
a little bit, right?
No, it's not.
No,
it's
no,
not.
no,
It's
no.
really not. It's mostly Puerto Ricans.
There is a lot of Puerto Rican. Well, now it's changed. It's changed dramatically. There's so many different.
Speaking of Black History Month and great blacks, we have got a ton of black people who have joined our patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys.
We thank them for their service.
And we fucking thank you for your service, because make no mistake, we're a couple of white kids that do podcasts. We need a diverse fan base. Okay.
Yeah.
It can't just be all whites.
Yeah.
And we appreciate when we get a lot of diversity in that, because make no mistake, we love your culture. And I just fucking every day of my life, all I do, first of all, my favorite song, besides Whitney Houston, like I love Monica. I love Brandy. I love all these singers. So I fucking have always I've always thought that I was just a 16-year-old black girl who loves R&B. So that's why I'm happy when I see some of our Patreon members look like the women that I always wish I was.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah. You want to know what's interesting about Fredrick Douglas? His first wife really helped him escape too.
Really?
They hatched a plan together. She was like an independent laundress. She worked at a laundry in Baltimore. And they met and they hatched a plan for him to run away. And he took the train and clothed himself in a sailor's uniform. And with money from her savings,
right?
He was able to get that job on the ship and pretend that he was free dude. And then, by the way, after he made it to Massachusetts and like Chris said, became friends with Lloyd Henry. What was his name? Henry Lloyd Garrison?
Yeah.
Henry Lloyd Garrison. And started becoming an orator and all that stuff. It was found out that he was technically still a slave.
Really?
So he was scared that he was gonna have to be, return to his
slave catcher.
So he went to England. He left
for 2 years. I forgot that.
2 years he went to England and then his friends paid off his owner. And so it bought his freedom.
Yeah,
so
then when he came back, he was untouchable.
He was a free man, but his friends looked out for him.
Yeah.
And a few of his friends were, wee! So that's what happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was, at the end of every episode, every free episode for the non-toots, for the toots, what we do is we read out the Patreon members.
But before we do that.
Oh, no, we're not there yet. Okay, sorry.
I just want to end with this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's fucking end on a bang.
No. Before
Are
we
you
get
pre-coming a little bit?
A little bit, because this is every kid who doesn't know what we're talking about, who's learning about it for the first time, should know this by Fredrick Douglass. This used to give me chills. I'm a Freddie Douglas guy.
You're a big Freddie Douglas.
And of course, we just gave you the pithy History Hyenas synopsis, but there's a famous address that Fredrick Douglass, a famous speech he gave, which is this is a part of American history right here. Oh, man.
What do we got? Here, while we're waiting.
Yeah, just give it one of those.
Oh, I can't.
It's Fredrick Douglass on July 5th, 1852. He gave this speech. It's basically called now, "What to the Slave is the 4th of July."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah.
I'm trying to find
because he said at one point, this is, you celebrate, he's basically said, like, you celebrate this day. This day's for you. It's not for me. This is a day of mourning for me.
Yeah.
Said something like that.
It's so
it was
dope.
Powerful.
Yeah. It's so dope. And I can't find it right now. We should have had it jacked up.
Yeah.
I'd read the Patreons. I'll look for it.
I'm going to read the Patreon. Well, no, you have to guess the names.
And I will.
Okay, fine. I'm just going to read them out. These are the newest members of the Patreon, the newest members of the Cackle, the Matriarchy. We thank you for your service. First up, Ian Lane.
Wow. That kid is a whitey.
He's not.
He's not a white kid?
He's got a picture of himself, and he is not white.
I fucked that one up.
Fucked that one up big time. So, Ian Lane, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Can we get a nah mean? Yeah, mean.
Gabriel Torres.
¿Qué pasa, mi gente?
Jose Cobo.
Because he's Colombian.
Yeah. What about Jose Cobo?
Jose Cobo?
Yeah.
He's from Honduras.
I don't know how these guys are hopping over the wall into our Patreon. Wait, come on. Wait, Sean Sheehan. What the fuck are you
I'm
doing?
looking for the Fredrick Douglas.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Joshua Danau.
Joshua
Denauw.
100% Chinese kid. Danao.
Danau. Next up, we got Christopher Poi.
Christopher Poi, another Chinese kid. Wei Xiangxing. Next up, we got Tracy Opoku, who looks like a pea. Because there's no question, those are 3 Chinese kids in a row.
Tracy Opoku, Opoku.
Yeah, she's Asian.
No, she's African.
Thank you.
She's African. She's got a picture.
Really?
Yeah.
Her name is Chinese.
No, Opoku is can be an African name.
Because Opoku is a Chinese letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's Tracy Opoku, and she's a pea.
It's also a rice dish.
Sammy Mason,
that is a 100% good old American wheat kid.
white girl, and she's a piece.
She's a fucking
She's a piece.
Where do you think she's from? Arizona?
I'd say she's from Arizona, or maybe she's from like Colorado.
Yeah.
Brandon Quezada.
That's another kid. He's Brandon Quezada. He's a Brazilian kid, and he's a meat farmer.
Probably.
Yeah.
Scott M. Stannard.
Scott M. Stannard is another fucking whitey because Scott is the whitest name of all time.
Pat Cole.
Because fucking the name Scott sounds like it should come with Pearl Jam tickets. Yeah.
Pat Cole.
Pat Cole, he's going with them to the freaking Radiohead concert.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Now we got one of these guys. Micah,
that's a Jew. How you doing? Listen, you're going to be invited to our bar mitzvah as soon as we reach 1,000 Patreons. Muzzle.
Yeah. Ethan Baxter.
Bad guy in the 80s movie, Wops kid, suburban kid, has definitely done opiates outside of the parking lot of an Applebee's.
That's what it is. Dylan Stahl.
He got his bike stolen when he was a little kid. Ever since then, he's been stealing his dad's car. The kid's definitely done a lot of drugs. He's a little bit of a druggie. He's a fucking stupid kid.
Actually,
he's a white kid.
It's actually a white girl, and she's a piece with red hair.
I was completely wrong with that.
Next up,
so she has nephews.
Next up, Rolando.
Rolando?
Yeah.
Wow.
One name.
Because he's the Filipino kid who just helped me buy all my groomsmen's gifts.
There you go.
His name was Rolando, and he was Filipino, and he was about 75 years old. He was a nice guy.
Brogan Ya. Yeah.
PPW nominee. The kid's a funny kid, and yeah, he's a Filipino kid. He's half Filipino, half Hawaiian.
Well, it's another woman, and she's a piece.
I am losing my touch.
Yeah. Okay. Vito Calisi.
Vito Calisi, let me ask you a question. All right? Look, okay? We got a pizza place here. All I need for you to do is come in on it. Both of us, we put a lot of money through there.
That's it.
I got to use you so we can give Uncle Sam a name for who owns this joint.
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi, yo, what's up? Yeah, I mean, listen, ISIS, we gotta do this collabo, Kid Cudi. I'm a DJ, I got beats, you got bars. Let's hook up and get Jamaican beef patties, yeah, I mean.
Vincent Briones.
Vincent Briones sounds like a kid who's really a kid from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wears tight pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bailey Fezler.
She sounds like a piece.
She looks like a piece.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
So her ethnicity is pa.
Her ethnicity is no fumes. Jack Rice.
Jack Rice sounds like a freaking kid who plays lacrosse in Australia. He's an Australian kid. Good day, mate.
Hello.
Hello, governor.
Okay, what just happened here? Holy shit. Okay. Lily Hope Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's a sister.
Yes.
She's a black girl.
I don't know. She's got no picture.
I'm gonna go black girl from Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta. Definitely into Chrissy Cackles, and definitely wants you to bang her out.
Bang it out. Next up, one word. Alana got a lot to say.
Alana got a lot to say.
Yeah.
That's she's a black girl and she is from Michigan, and she owns a smoothie shop, and she's a cute fucking kid.
Yeah.
And she's got no famare.
No famare. No friends, Eli.
No friends, Eli?
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's an Eli kid, he's a Jew.
Yeah. Hello.
So he's a Jew, and he's probably got himself a nice little jewelry store business out there in Long Island. And Eli, we're happy to have you.
Matthew McGowan.
Matthew McGowan. It's been a while since we got a good Irish drinker.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
And that now this next up, he's a valuable Patreon member. He's just upped his pledge. Big Piece Patrice.
Cause Big Peach Patrice, he got the special shout out earlier in the episode for how funny his post was. Big Piece Patrice, not Patrice.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's a black kid. He's a funny kid. He's
Luke Oskvarek, parentheses, cute dude with an average piece.
Yeah, so he's a PPW nominee. His roots are definitely from Finland. He's a white pasty kid who, after he goes over the age of 40, looks like he climbs Mount Everest for a living. He's a weathered looking fucking red-faced kid.
Brandon Patterson.
Brandon Patterson's also an alcoholic. His parents are divorced, and he's banging out his friend's girl because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Next up, one name, Chris. We know what it is.
Yeah, hit it, Isis.
Yeah, man.
Justin Ryan.
Justin Ryan. Oh, man, he's a white kid. He definitely drives a Sonata, and he's annoying.
Leo Love Handles. He's a $25 member.
So, first of all, we got to get down and Muslim pray for him. Boom.
Yeah.
I give him, with $25, we should just call those our sultans, and we should just fucking pray in front of them, because you guys are top-notch toots. So what's his name again?
Leo Love Handles.
Leo Love Handles, PPW nominee, and also you're a cute fucking kid. And Chrissy D is tired and wants to get out of here, and his hair is annoying me. I want to throw something at his face.
Roberto the Flying Taino.
What do you think? I'm going Filipino, kid.
Yeah. Nolan Carmona.
PPW nominee. Nolan Carmona?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go. He's a Lithuanian kid, and he's also got a little bit of Spania in there.
Spania. Oh, and by the way, Bailey Fessler was also a $25 member, and she's a piece, so thank you.
Thank you, Bailey, for your service. We can't wait to speak to you on the phone.
Last but not least, she looks like another piece, Christina Andrade.
Consider that she is a Portuguese girl, or she's Brazilian, and I know that's accurate because Andrade, that's a Portuguese name. She's either a European or a hot Brazilian girl with a big fat ass.
Yeah, and Bailey Fessler also sent a message to the Patreon with her number and said nothing like being a reformed toot.
That's right. So take it from Bailey. For all you toots out there, become a non-toot.
Become a non-toot. Thank you guys so much for your service. Yanni P, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can always go to my Twitter, my Instagram. Listen, guys, I'm going to be in goddamn Philadelphia.
The Franklin Institute's like a museum. What's going on there?
There's comedy shows going. They're doing comedy shows now. So Friday and Saturday, March 8th and 9th, I will be in Philadelphia. And then I will also be in Long Island at Governor's at the end of March, at the beginning of April. And I will be at Levity Live in West Nyack, New York, in the end of March.
Cute.
So just Google that. Go to Levity Live. Get your tickets, or Governor's, or Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chrissy D, ChristyComedy.com. March 8th and 9th, I'll be at the DC Draft House in Washington, D.C. March 21st to the 23rd, the Sacramento Punchline. And March 29th to April 1st, or March 28th, March 29th to April 1st, I will be at the San Antonio Improv, and it's fucking cute. It's time to go suck a dick.
Yes.